Yeah, just man, that was a team win. Offense, defense, special teams. Super proud of the way we were able to finish the game. That especially as an offensive guy, to impose your will in the fourth quarter and to close out a game. That's fun. That's what it's all about. And just really challenge the guys to go 1-0. I told them all week this is a good team. I'm telling you, their front seven is good. Their D line, their linebackers, they are really good up front. They're big. They're physical. And they got some weapons on offense too. So just super happy for the guys. Going 1-0. Now we get to get back to work tomorrow and put together a really good game plan for another really good team. Questions?
Coach, what do you think's led the defensive revival over the past 2 games?
I think probably a lot of things, but those guys really came together, man, and they're practicing really hard. And I think there's something about when your back's against the wall and having to go get a win each and every week, going 1-0, and they're responding the right way. We got a bunch of really good kids in that locker room, and it was just super happy for Dex and the defensive staff and those defensive guys to play the way they did. I thought that fourth down stop was maybe the play of the game. Surprised they went for it, but when teams do that, we got to show that we can get a stop and go score a touchdown.
Okay. So this win makes you the winningest Bobcat head coach in the FBS era, and it ties you for fourth all time. What does that milestone mean to you?
We've had a bunch of really good coaches here these last couple of years, a bunch of really good players, administration pouring in. We got a great president. So, I'm just happy to be here, happy to be a Bobcat. And like I said, a lot of credit to a bunch of former players and former coaches and current ones, too.
You mentioned not too long ago about playing for the seniors to finish out this year and extend the season, give them a postseason. And how do you feel like that message has really gone through, not just to the seniors, but to the rest of the team as it accumulates in games like tonight?
Yeah, I think so. We do have a bunch of really good seniors, and guys were talking this week, Bo and Chris, or man, this can't be Link's last week with us this next week, man. We gotta go extend that season and go get to that bowl, and it's just so big for everyone involved. And we have quite the challenge this week versus a really good team. So it's going to take a bunch of focus, a bunch of desperation to go get it done this week again.
Coach, talking about Brad Jackson, good performance tonight. Two rushing touchdowns, two passing touchdowns. So, just talk about his performance.
Yeah. Brad's just a really good player. Had the unfortunate interception probably on us a little bit, but those are learning experiences, and sometimes people forget, man, this guy's a freshman still. So he's doing a really good job, and it was great to see him get in the end zone there at the end. Like I said, their defense is good. I'm telling you, they really are a really solid team, and they did some things these past 2 weeks. And they basically changed their defense the past 2 weeks, and so that's sometimes hard to game plan when you got 1 week of film to study. So, I thought our staff did a good job settling in after halftime and coming out with a win. And I thought the defense, man, the complementary football, man, that's huge, and that's what we need. I hate that they scored what they did, but a win is a win.
Coach, another complimentary guy that you have on offense is Will Sparks. Just in this game, he came in this game with 997 receiving yards in the season. He just broke 1,000 yards receiving, and he's the second Bobcat in history to get that 1,000-yard receiving record. He's 204 to the record. Can we expect him to break it this next game?
We got to go 1-0. But super proud of Bo and really everything he's accomplished. His mindset, going from inside to outside, back to inside, back to outside. He's just very selfless and team guy, and just proud of him and everything that he's been able to accomplish. And I read, is he the first FBS guy?
I think so.
Yeah. So that's another big accomplishment for Bo, and hopefully we can get Chris there too if we can keep playing a little bit. If he wouldn't have got hurt, he would have had it.
Coach, you guys, before this game and through the losing streak, it felt like, if you didn't score like 40 points on offense, you would lose the game. How did it feel like, being 3-0 at halftime and just seeing your defense kind of perform like that whenever it's been struggling?
I think a lot of it too, the complementary football too. Like when we got stops at times, we weren't able to capitalize. Going back to Arkansas State and Marshall, things like that. And I just feel like we've been playing better complementary football. And we got to help the defense out at sometimes too. There's good quarterbacks in this league. There's good players. There's good coaches. So just really proud of the way those guys have responded these last couple of weeks. And like you said, it was like a twilight zone there for a little bit. I didn't. was crazy, and just a crazy season. But I think everyone got better. I think everyone has grown from those experiences, and I think we're playing our best football now, which we'll need to do. And just super proud of those guys. And man, it would feel great to go 1-0 this next week to extend the season.
Coach, what is the vibe like with the guys, knowing that they can keep hold over?
Yeah, man, I think they're super fired up. You can feel it. You can see it the way, the locker room was in there. And it's great for everything. Great for us, great for recruiting. And just proud of those guys. Like I said, man, we were in a funk and a twilight zone. And from them to be able to climb out of that and go play the way they have the last couple of weeks is talks a lot about the players and the coaching staff.
It was a low scoring first half. It seemed like they were having some of their way with Brad Jackson using some different defense
Yeah.
in zone and the lead.
Yeah.
What were you seeing that they were doing in the first half, and what did y'all do to counteract that in the second half for 27 points?
Yeah, I think they're good. First off, I think they got a good front seven. They really do. So they were basically keeping everything in front and limiting the explosives and twisting and blitzing, and they're big in there. So we were one block away a couple of times, like on a screen pass to Bo over there. We didn't block it up right. So they got us there. And then I think the second half, we just executed better. I think that's what comes down to it. And our tempo and the way we're able to run the ball and explosive receivers on the outside, usually in the second half, that's a good recipe for us to kind of wear down a defense. As good as their starters are, I think if we could get to their depth pieces, we had a chance to kind of pour it on and got a couple big stops too that leads to that. That special teams played really well tonight too. I mean, they do some unique things on special teams that give you some problems. So a lot of credit to those guys as well.
Coach, I hate to hop on the negative.
No, it's good.
When you went through that stretch there, is there anything you would like to reveal that you would change if you had the option to go through that set of things again?
Yeah, hopefully we don't. We've learned a lot. I know I've learned a lot as a head coach. I've grown tremendously, through those losses, through those pains. But there's a lot of things at the end of the year we'll be able to self-reflect and get better on. And I think we have gotten better each and every week. We might not have won a couple of those, but we did get better. It makes you soul search, makes you search schematically to make sure we're doing everything possible to give our guys the opportunity to win. And but at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing is just a mindset. The mindset of getting that first win and then kind of getting on a roll.
What do you try to do to get a team out of the mindset when they're in what you call the funk?
I think it just requires some success, and we were able to get that versus Southern Miss, and for whatever reason, the thing, ball just didn't bounce our way for a play here, a play there, and in this league, the margin of error is so small. We just didn't, come out with a win a couple of times, even though we played really well a couple of those games. I think we had close to 600 yards offense and no turnovers, and we weren't able to get a win. I mean, that's just crazy. It just doesn't happen. So sometimes things just don't, go your way. But they did tonight. So just proud of those guys.
Hey, Coach, have you noticed a pattern in your opponents trying to maybe force Brad Jackson to beat them with his arm, trying to just contain Lincoln Pare and trying to force Brad Jackson to make some plays? Have you noticed that going through the season?
I think most people, we haven't seen a lot of man coverage. People are afraid to play us man. So they're just kind of putting an umbrella on the defense and mixing things up front, really daring us to run the ball. And when we're able to run the ball like we did in the second half, we're really tough to beat, because then you can start getting those weapons loose, and the quick touches are huge, the perimeter throws. And I think, we got some really good backs. And once we kind of get into our rhythm, we're tough to stop. But I was super proud of, as being a tempo team, those 4-minute situations, sometimes those are hard to come by. It's hard to replicate that in practice. So to be able to finish the game the way we were, milking the clock, running the football, and that's why I really challenged the guys that before the game, is we got to be able to control the tempo of the game. And when you're able to run it, when they know you're going to run it, that's huge. And so a lot of credit to the offensive line as well, and those running backs.
Coach, ever since you got here, the expectations for Texas State have risen. 2 consecutive bowl games, 8-5 seasons, and now you guys went through a stretch where great as
Yeah.
you know you would have expected them to. But what does it mean to just still be proud of what you've been able to accomplish, even if like it wasn't what you set out to do at the beginning of the year?
I think it's just a bunch of growth, and you gotta don't waste a mistake, and continue to learn from those experiences, and really it's just about the guys in the locker room, and extending their season. Look, I know we had a bunch of expectations because what we did, but we were a super inexperienced team, and I know we started strong, and getting the win in the dome, which is apparently still hard to do. So I think having that start, and then you get into a conference play, and for whatever reason, just things didn't go away early in that. But I think a sign of a good team is be able to come out of that funk and go finish the right way in November. So just proud of those seniors, and with all this being said, we need to go get a win this next week. It's going to be maybe the biggest game that we've had here at home in a really long time.
Yeah, Coach, we know their passing attacks is pretty low numbers. How have you seen the secondary's confidence grow over this past 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think just those guys getting some more experience and playing some more guys, and like we did, we're changing some things up defensively, and taking some off those DBs at times. We're still going to blitz, we're still going to play a lot of man to man, but been able to hop in different fronts and different coverages. You could see them be able to run the ball a little bit more in those sets, but that's part of it. That you got to stop something. So I think those guys have just continued to grow each and every week, and we got good players, that just inexperienced players, and so sometimes throughout those stretches, the inexperience shows.
So with the win today, keeping your Bulls hopes alive, how do you plan on keeping your 1-0 mentality to your players going throughout this week?
Yeah, I think this one's probably the easiest one. This one was probably the hardest one because we knew South Al was coming into town. We know how good they are, and so being able to beat a Monroe team who on the outside might not be as strong of an opponent. We knew how good they were, but sometimes that's hard to get across to 18 to 22-year-olds. So I thought we were able to get it done and really win. If we won 3-0, I was going to be super fired up as well.
So, Coach, coming up, this is going to be, you mentioned the game against South Alabama, and it's the last game as members of the Sun Belt Conference for your team. So, how important is it going to be to get that 6th win, achieve eligibility, going forward, as y'all get into the Pac-12 next season?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. This is our Super Bowl. I know it's Thanksgiving and all that, but man, don't go home. Don't don't go see your family. Go eat turkey. Do all that on Sunday. We need you here, ready to go. I know there's class Monday and Tuesday too, so we're going to be strict, taking attendance for all the students. I already talked to Kelly. We're giving some tests on Monday and Tuesday. Everybody's got to be in town next week. Don't go home. No online classes. We need everyone here, supporting our guys, because this is an opportunity to go jump in that river, to extend that the season for these seniors. This is my favorite team I've ever coached, and man, I just love one more, however long couple of weeks with those guys. It would mean a lot, selfishly.
What is it about this team that makes it your favorite?
I think just the leadership, the guys we have in that locker room. We have a bunch of really good kids, man, that really bought in to everything that we've talked about since the spring, and we knew, man, we lost a lot. I mean, we lost a lot off this roster. Look around the country and see what those guys are doing. I mean, we got captains on P4 teams, guys, some really good players, and so for the guys that chose to come back here, for the guys that we brought in, we were hard on them in the off season, and they responded each and every day the right way, and it just. Those guys like Bo and Chris and Brad and Link and Blake Smith and T-Pain and Khalil, man, those guys Ryan Nolan, those guys don't come around very often, and man, just to have the opportunity to coach those guys, one more week, one more month, that's what I seriously wake up every morning and just super proud of those guys and who they are and what they represent. They're some of the best players that ever come through here. So just having another opportunity to coach them again is really special to me.
Just on that same note, Coach, just talking about, earlier this summer, fall camp, spring ball, you're talking about Brad and his development, leadership style, dual threat, new punch, and all those things. I see it come through. Frankly, I feel like dual threat's almost inadequate of a word now. He's so dangerous.
Yeah, no, he's unbelievable, and we really knew it, from the moment we got him. He's just a special kid, and a special player, and he wants he's going to be back. Knock on wood, man. He loves this place. He loves leading FCA. He loves Pat. He loves his staff. He loves these players, and he's just one of those guys. And I don't know if I don't said it publicly or not, but he's going to go down as the best player that's ever played here, and it probably won't be close. And so for him to be able to leave a legacy like that and to go lead those guys and continue to put up the numbers that he's going to put up, man, he's dangerous, like you said. He's an unbelievable player, but I think what makes him so special is the person that he is.
Coach, this season has had a lot of narrative surrounding it, the expectations going into the season, and then the heartbreaking losses with Arkansas State, and then on homecoming weekend, and then, of course, all the events that transpired on November 8th. What do you hope will be the narrative that we walk away from with this season about this team?
It's all about how you finish. That's what everyone that, all the mentors, everyone that talks, that I lean on is just they don't remember how you start, it's how you finish. So we got to go out there and get another win this week and hopefully go extend the season and get to a really good bowl.
I was talking about the Twilight Zone, the funk of 5 games,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a lot of criticism on Dexter McCoy and his defense, but after the last 10 quarters, last couple of games of solid defense, how much of that credit goes towards Dexter McCoy and
Yeah.
improving the defense? The same
For
way
sure.
he was criticized during the wins.
Yeah, it does, man. He's an unbelievable coach, a great person, and nobody really has worked harder. Nobody has poured in more than Dex. And so for him, same just like these players, man, when you get into that funk and to be able to bring yourself out of that, not to fold, not to give in, just talks, about his character and really his love for this place and love for these kids, man. It's tough, it really is, man. College football playing defense is hard. There's so many things guys can do and different formations and tempo. It's hard to play defense, sometimes. So for him to be able to respond the way he has and I just think it talks a lot about his character and kind of what he's all about.